everyone!
I got shocked there.
Welcome to Hangout with SD. She's Alyssa.
And he's Hairianto. And Hangout with ST is a weekly news bulletin where we bring you top stories of the week.
Everything that's happening locally as well as to everything that's happening around the world. And we are down to episode 10.
Already.
10 weeks.
10 weeks side by side. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. And as usual, Alyssa, we're coming
to you live from the ST newsroom. So do leave your comments. We might just pick them and say hi and respond to them, yeah?
Correct. And you know, I think, Alyssa, this week we're going to be starting things off a bit more heavy, right? More heavy issues. We're going to be saying goodbye to our last polar bear, Inuka. And we're also going to be discussing safety on the roads.
And on a lighter note, we are going to try to find the Singaporeans and the Singaporeness in the Crazy Rich Asians trailer, and also some local film picks by our very own ST film correspondent, John Lee.
That's right. And I think it's time for us to say hi to people who are tuning in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say.
Hi everybody, Lina Jimmy's property. Hello, hi.
Hello, Louis. There's Asri Imut, David as well.
Someone's named Jason Chong says, Jio you for?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yep, Sean Zylo. Finally! Hello, Sean.
Yay.
There's Marita.
Aloysius O says, hope you two are not nervous. Does sweaty palms count as being nervous? I don't know.
Well, knees are weak.
Knees are weak, arms are heavy.
Spaghetti or something, right? And then there's June, there's Pui Leng, as well as Johnson. And Asri says, hi everybody. Kenny says, hey, hello everyone. And thank you so much, for being with us. 10 weeks already. I think we do see familiar faces logging
Names
in.
And all,
and
right?
in fact, we see new faces as well. And make sure that, you continue to support us and share with all your friends and family members, because we come every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Right? All right. You know, Alyssa, yesterday was indeed a very sad day for Singapore and Singaporeans, right? I was personally affected by it because, I feel quite strongly for Inuka, as we said our last goodbye to Singapore's last polar bear.
So I understand the 27-year-old polar bear has been unwell for quite some time. And a health checkup yesterday showed that his condition had not improved significantly. Right?
And in fact, the Singapore Zoo said it made the decision to put him down on humane and welfare grounds. Now, Wildlife Reserves Singapore also made a point and reiterated that Inuka will be Singapore's last polar bear. Now, the zoo had said in 2006 that it would not bring any more polar bears to Singapore following discussions with its Animal Welfare and Ethics Committee. So here's a tribute to Inuka.
So that was a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
So Inuka, who is 27 years old, would have well been past 70 years in human years, right? He was suffering from age-related ailments, including arthritis, dental issues, and also the occasional ear infections for the past 5 years, right?
Correct. And a medical examination on April 3rd had revealed a significant decline in his health. Now, at 27, the first polar bear born in the tropics, Inuka, had surpassed the average life expectancy of polar bears, typically living 15 to 18 years in the wild and 25 years under human care.
Yeah, and I understand that his death touched many people from all ages. They came together to pay tribute to him. They posted pictures online. You can see at the zoo they left cards, handwritten messages. You know.
Correct. And in fact, I was on Facebook and then I saw even the last few moments where the zookeepers, they all gather around Inuka, and then there were some touching pictures as well, you know.
Your eyes are quite teary now. Yeah.
And of course, you know, if you want to see those pictures, you can go on to our Facebook page as well as on straitstimes.com. Now, many, of course, would have remembered growing up watching Inuka on zoo ads on TV, and I did that, right? I mean, I grew up knowing that, you know, oh, Inuka, you know, the first polar bear in Singapore. It was quite, you know, when you're younger, you're just like, oh wow, you know.
And school trips, right?
School trips, yeah. A polar bear and Antarctic animal now in the tropics, right? It's amazing. So there is certainly a special attachment to him. Now the zoo also will put up a tribute wall at his enclosure starting today for visitors to pen their tributes to him.
So having said all that, there's also been some discussion online about how Inuka should have been treated. So there were two camps. One of them, you know, they supported the decision to put him down to end his suffering. On the other hand, there were some who said that, you know, you should just let Inuka die a natural death. Yeah,
like all the other polar bears in the wild, right?
Right.
Dr. Cheng Wen-hao, WRS Deputy Chief Executive Officer and Chief Life Sciences Officer, said, our decision to let Inuka go was made with the knowledge that his health issues have seriously impacted his welfare. Now, as much as we like to keep Inuka with us for as long as possible, our ultimate responsibility is his welfare.
So I understand Inuka is a wild animal, of course, but for the keepers, I mean, it's the animal that they've been with for more than 2 decades, right? Almost 3 decades.
Correct.
So I mean, there's definitely some personal attachment to the animal.
Correct.
And I mean, if you think from a point of view where you own a cat or you own a dog and it's getting on in years, it's got maybe tumor or cancer, and even if, just think, even if you were to send it for treatment, does it necessarily mean it would have a better quality of life after that? So sometimes putting the animal down, I mean, you can see the humane
side of it, right? It is a tough decision. Nonetheless, I think it's a tough decision, but I think all the factors have been weighed in, and you know, they just picked the best one thus far, right? And the zoo will perform a full autopsy on Inuka and might preserve parts of it for educational purposes. And in fact, I think on our some of the comments have been written as well. I saw that they're asking what's going to happen to the enclosure. Basically, his enclosure will be refurbished and might be turned into a sea lion exhibit. Yep. So for those of you, of course, you know, if you have fond memories of visiting the zoo and seeing Inuka, you know, or if you just want to leave a little message for Inuka as well, you can always drop us a comment in the comment section below. Now we're coming to you live from the Straits Times newsroom, and this is episode 10 of Hangout with ST. And I think we can take some comments.
Look at some comments now. So Ulin Ahmad says, love you, miss you, farewell Inuka. So there's quite a lot of sentimental messages here saying that Inuka will be missed. Rest in peace, sweetheart, Inuka.
There's Lina, right? Julie Pang says, you will forever be missed, Inuka. And then Ulin Ahmad says, yeah, that's what you mentioned. Douglas, farewell and RIP. And Alfred Tan says, Inuka is now in a better place. No need suffer from all the ailment and sickness in its body. Rest in peace, my dear Inuka. Victor E says, so sad. Yep. So let us know, you know, if you have any personal experiences visiting the zoo and watching Inuka.
Right, so our next segment, unfortunately, there's been quite a few high-profile road accidents in the past week. So last Thursday evening, there was a collision between a taxi and a car at the junction of Clementi Road and Commonwealth Avenue West. So unfortunately, it took the life of 19-year-old NUS undergraduate, Miss Kathy Ong. Yeah,
and 5 others, including the 2 drivers, were also injured. Now, the 3 injured were also students of NUS. And in fact, a video of the accident, right, was posted on Facebook page roads.sg on Friday morning. So basically, the footage showed a car which was going straight, crashed into the taxi at high speed at the traffic junction. The taxi was basically making a right turn at that time, and the impact of the collision sent both vehicles spinning out of control. Miss Ong, an only child, was a rear seat passenger in the taxi.
And then just a few days later, there was another accident. A 23-year-old woman, she died from her injuries after the car she was in collided with a bus at a traffic junction in Bukit Timah. So 2 others in the car, including the driver, they were injured. The bus driver was not injured, and ST understands that the victim was seated in the rear of the car.
As well, and the accident is believed to have happened when the car was making a right turn from Jalan Anak Bukit to enter PIE, and the bus was going straight along Jalan Anak Bukit towards Clementi Road. The vehicles collided at the traffic junction. And of course, these 2 cases, you know, are unfortunate. definitely, and very tragic, right, Alyssa? They have triggered a debate on traffic light patterns. Now, in fact, there was a petition urging LTA to do away with discretionary right turns at traffic junctions.
And more than 14,000 people have already signed it in 3 days. And it's to review whether it's still safe for drivers to use their own judgment as to whether to turn when the traffic light is green.
Yep, because for the 2 accidents mentioned, right, at least one of the vehicles was making a discretionary right turn. Yep. And I understand that you drove last night, right, so over to the place just to kind of like know what is it like. Yeah,
so I drove to the junction of Clementi Road and Commonwealth Avenue West.
And this is for the first accident, right?
The first accident. So I was making a right turn, and I can understand in that situation there are a couple of blind spots. So for one, it's right under the MRT tracks. So the pillars in the middle of the junction, that's a blind spot. The cars across turning, also another blind spot. And then on my left, a double-decker bus completely just obscured my view, and then I just had to inch and just I only felt safe to go when the bus. It's
like a shield, right? It's
kind of like a shield,
right?
Yeah, but I definitely was just second guessing. I wasn't very confident.
Yeah. And I suppose, you know, because of all these blind spots, then you got to like really inch forward carefully and make sure that the road is really clear. If not, then you just wait for the right turn arrow, the green arrow, the turn green arrow, right? And you know, apart from traffic light patterns as well, the importance of belting up came up, and of course, we just want to make it clear that it is uncertain if the 2 victims had belted up, in fact, but observers have told ST that passengers seated in a vehicle's rear may have a higher risk of suffering severe injuries in an accident and advise them to belt up.
It's actually, and it's also the norm for backseat passengers to not belt up. You know, because usually when you sit at the back, you're not driving, you don't really have to pay attention to the road, you're just looking at your phone, right? You
just want to
sit
relax,
cross-legged or you lie back, right? So the last thing you're thinking of is to belt up.
To belt up, unless of course the driver is a must, and then the passenger in front as well, right? And according to traffic police as well, there are close to 800 cases of passengers and drivers caught by the authorities every month for failing to belt up in their vehicles. In a straw poll as well by Straits Times, more than half of the 30 respondents admitted to not belting up when sitting in the back seat of taxis, private hire cars, or even cars that are driven by people they know.
And most of them give the reasons that, oh, it's inconvenient or it's uncomfortable.
To do it. I mean, personally for me, I'm a driver, so I usually
you have to, right?
Up,
because if not, the car will just keep playing the sound.
The sound, correct.
And you're forced to belt up.
Correct. But the thing is, you know, should drivers advise the passengers to belt up?
They should, but it's also the passenger's responsibility to belt up, right? It shouldn't always be on the driver.
Correct. So let us know, you know, for yourself, if you're a passenger in the rear seat, do you belt up? If you do, why? If you don't, why? And if you're a driver as well, do you advise, you know, your passengers to belt up as well, you know, to make sure that everybody is safe, right? And I think at this moment, for those of you who have just joined, this is Hangout with the ST.
And we're coming to you live from the ST newsroom. So do watch us and then leave your comments or any feedback you may have of the stories that we're sharing. So I think we can look at Facebook now. Yi Tian Lo says that discretionary right turns are risky most of the time. It's not worth the risk for just to save a few seconds, right?
Yeah, correct. And Sean says, actually should not right turn until the arrow lights up. I mean, that's if you really want to be safe, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, there's always, I mean, you will always have impatient drivers kind of honking at you, making sure you go, but like what Tian says, right? It's just wait a few more seconds and then it's safe to go.
Jenny says there's absolutely no pressure to make the right turn. When in doubt, just wait to turn right. Jenny Go also said that let them honk, we have the right to be safe. Certainly, we cannot agree more with that. And last but not least, of course, Pathma says drivers, please be more careful. Yes, we want drivers to be careful as well. So keep your comments coming in. And for those of you, of course, you know, if you're watching, you're at the office, you know, you can't really watch us, just keep us running in the background lah, right? Just listen to us.
Hairianto has a very nice voice.
I know Alyssa is very nice to look at, but you know, you know, once in a while, just toggle in between lah, right?
Thanks. Okay, so Hairianto, have you ever wondered about the lives of the rich in Singapore and how they live?
Alyssa, always.
You and I have something else in common now because me too.
Correct.
I've always wondered how they live, you know, the houses they live in, like the night out.
Correct. And this is something that we've agreed, right? Whenever we talk about this over lunch, we say that we probably wouldn't be rich in this lifetime.
Not in our lifetime.
Yeah, not in this lifetime. Exactly.
Well, touch wood lah. Well, we don't need to have FOMO anymore because the trailer for Crazy Rich Asians has just dropped. Take a look.
Damn, Rachel. It's like the Asian Bachelor.
I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
You really should have told me that you're like the Prince William of Asia.
That's ridiculous. Much more of a Harry.
Glorious,
glorious.
Okay, so that was the preview for the trailer. The preview for the trailer was released last Friday, and it's already got a lot of excitement, you know, online.
Yep, and those who have followed the books by author Kevin Kwan are excited. Obviously, you are. To be honest, I have no clue of what this whole Crazy Rich Asian thing is all about.
Well, it's about Crazy Rich Asians for one, but let me elaborate in detail. Okay, so the movie is based on the first of 3 books, right? Crazy Rich Asians was published in 2013. 2 other books, China Rich Girlfriend and Rich People Problems also came out, but no word yet on whether these 2 books will be made into movies. Right. So for those who don't know what Crazy Rich Asians is about, right, here's a quick rundown. So basically, Rachel Chu, a Chinese-American girl, she goes to Singapore for the first time to visit her Singaporean boyfriend, Nick Young. And she meets his whole family as well, right? And she gets
so they get to know through what, Tinder, is it? Or
no. So they are colleagues.
Oh, they're
like professors in the US, right?
I thought, I mean, dating apps, I don't know, right?
Okay. So mainly she gets a culture shock because of how rich her boyfriend's family is. And not only that, because her boyfriend, Nick Young, is a total mummy's boy and only the most eligible bachelor in the whole of Asia. She has to appeal to his mother to get her to like her, and also fend off jealous girls who want her boyfriend.
But of course, rich problems aside, right? First world problems, there are critics too to the movie, right? Where is the Singaporeanness in the trailer? Right.
So acting talents such as Tan Keng Hua, Selena Tan, Pierre Peng, they're there, right? They've got some roles in the film, but they were really getting to the background or in blink or miss it scenes like Fiona Xie, and Pierre Peng.
Okay, but you got excited.
I think we got the screenshots up there. We circled them so you can spot them.
But I know you got excited about Pierre Peng.
I got thirsty, right?
Okay, it's a total thirst trap.
Okay, you know what? I know it's hard to steal the thunder when you're sharing the screen with Michelle Yeoh. But can we please just give a bit more airtime to Pierre Peng's abs?
Is it on now, I think?
Please?
Yeah, I think. Is that?
Can we? Although someone said...
Although it may not be Pierre Peng's abs, it could be a body double.
So can we please give more airtime to Pierre Peng's body double if that's okay?
But in any case, Pierre Peng, if you're watching this, let us know if it's really your body or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I guess we can see more of it when the movie is out in cinemas here on August 22nd.
Yep. Also based on the trailer. So we're talking about this based on just the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't know yet the full movie, how is it going to be represented and all that. But this is just based on the trailer that has been released. It seems that most of the actors speak with an American or British accent, and there is a lack of non-Chinese factors because the book is supposed to be about rich Singaporeans and all that.
And even before the trailer was released, there was already quite a bit of talk about the casting of the characters. So main characters in the book, they're supposed to be Singaporeans, right? But they are played by non-Singaporeans, such as Henry Golding, he's British-Malaysian. Michelle Yeoh, Malaysian, right? Gemma Chan, a British actress, and they're all playing Singaporeans.
And of course, Henry Golding is playing the lead, right? Nick Young. See,
Nick Young.
I know that.
Oh, you know? Now you know?
I had a
because I gave you a crash course before, and you had a pop quiz, sir.
But one thing for sure, they all look good on screen.
They do.
Correct? And at least they're still Asians, right?
Well, for those watching right now and fans of the books, do tell us who do you think should play the main characters?
Pierre Peng, is it? That was what you're going for, right? Pierre Peng, right? To go. Of course, beyond just the whole Singaporeanness of the whole show, there are also criticisms on the lack of racial representation based on the trailer again, like we mentioned, which is about 2.5 minutes long.
So netizens also laughed about the fact that in the US, the film was being billed as a win, a major win for representation. So probably a win for Chinese Americans, but you kind of ignore the other races that are in Singapore.
Yeah, the minority races, right? And in an ST article that was published yesterday, director John Chu told ST that the movie is a milestone for Asian representation.
So he didn't really address the criticisms.
Yeah,
right.
And of course, he just said that the movie's story will appeal to everyone, including mainstream American moviegoers.
Because everybody wants money, right?
Yeah. So let us know. What are your thoughts on this? Who do you think should play the lead characters in this show that's supposedly based on the Singaporean life? Right? And I think on that, we can look at the comments on Facebook. Shall we?
Can.
Okay.
So Sean Zylo. Sean Zylo's been quite
active, huh?
active. Thank you so much. He says confirm plus choke. He's not watching. I'm guessing you're referring to Pierre Peng.
Pierre Peng, right? Okay. Let's see. Okay, not so much on. It's still more on the seat belts.
Right.
Aloysius O says seat belts help to pull you back if the vehicle has hit a huge impact. So you should belt up as it will save your life. Let's see. Louis says green turn arrows should now be installed at all traffic junctions ASAP, starting with those blind stop areas. Yep. Keep your comments coming in because we want to know, and let us know about the actors really, you know. Who
because I felt very strongly about it, because being such a fan of the books.
Alyssa is very invested in it.
Maybe a bit too much.
Yep. Okay, Alyssa.
Yeah.
I am excited for this weekend.
Why?
Because it is the opening of Avengers Infinity War.
So you're willing to pay like $20 to watch lah?
Of course, of
Okay,
course.
okay,
And in fact, it's coming out today, and I'm going to be watching it this weekend.
Good for you.
That's of course, I don't get called back lah. But yes, gonna be watching that. You're not a fan, right?
Not really, sorry. I mean,
Okay.
I don't mind the show.
Yeah.
I don't mind watching it. I like
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
But I can miss it lah.
Oh, okay.
I can.
Now, if you are like Alyssa, don't worry because we have some recommendations for local films recommended by our colleague, which is John Louis,
Right.
film correspondent, ST film correspondent. Now, the Singapore Film Commission has helped to fund some of these films as well as others in the last 20 years.
And to celebrate its 20th anniversary, there will be an outdoor screening of some local films.
Yep.
Right?
And John actually picked 5 movies to recommend. The Papayao or 881,
Yep.
Our Boys to Men, the first installment, Ilo Ilo, Popeye, as well as A Yellow Bird. Now here is a short clip of some of these movies.
Hi, I'm John Louis. I'm the film correspondent for the Straits Times. In a few weeks, the Singapore Film Commission will celebrate its 20th anniversary. They've supported a lot of films, and you can find the films at Netflix, Library at Esplanade, iTunes, or Amazon. 881, directed by Royston Tan. It's a bright, colorful, fun melodrama. It's a woman-centered film. It's about people who love being artists and who are willing to do anything for it. So it's quite romantic. There's a love affair in the middle of it, and everything is a feast for the eyes.
Hoy, Pilipina ka ba?
With Ilo Ilo, you get a look at a side of Singapore that actually should be shown more, and that is the middle class side. And when it was released, it won the Camera d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. It's just about the life of a family struggling through the Asian financial crisis. And it's also about the relationship between a boy and his domestic helper. And it's a relationship that a lot of us with domestic helpers can identify with.
There you have it, for a full rundown of all the movies, you can watch the video on straitstimes.com.
To be honest, Jan, I haven't seen any of the 5 recommendations.
Not even Our Boys to Men, not even the first
No,
installment.
I saw Frogman, but not Our Boys to Men 1.
Okay, I know why.
Oh,
Because
no need to say. Okay, but you know what I'm hoping...
Personal reasons.
Yeah, no, everybody know.
But in any case, I watched the first installment of Our Boys to Men.
Okay.
It's okay. I mean,
So do you agree that Jack Neo? Do you agree that Jack Neo is a proper representation of like Singapore films?
Okay, one thing for sure, of course, you know, as a guy, right, and having gone through national service and all that, it really brings back a lot of memories, and then you know, oh, you can relate to the movie at that level. So yes, for the rest of it, I don't know whether I remember watching Papa Yao 881. I probably did. Is the Gatai one, right? Yes, correct. So I probably did. The rest I didn't. I do want to watch Popeye though. Popeye. Yes, that's right. About the elephant. So yeah, a lot of recommendations on that. Yourself, which one would you watch?
I want to watch Ilo Ilo because it won the 2013. It won an award, right, at the 2013 Cannes Film Festival Awards.
Yes, correct. So yeah, let us know for yourself, you know, which one would you watch, you know, or have you watched any of the films that's been recommended, or if you feel that there are other local movies that deserve a nod as well.
Yeah,
you know,
how about like I Not Stupid by Jack Neo?
I
like that one, right?
correct.
PSLE and studying and all that.
Yeah. Or even Royston Tan 15.
15.
Yeah. Yes. Although I think it's a bit difficult to find that one because at that time, it was high censorship and all that. But yeah, I think that is another one to look out for as well. Again, for those of you who have just joined us, this is Hangout with the ST. We are down to episode 10. 10 weeks of it.
And we're coming to you live from the ST newsroom.
Yes, correct. And I think we can take some comments, can we?
We can.
Yeah?
We can.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting more comments still about Inuka. So, Ikasia Te asks, may I ask if Inuka is going to be preserved? From what?
Not that we know of. Yeah, not that we know of currently. What has been said is that it's going to be for educational purposes, right? They're doing an autopsy and preserve some parts of it for educational purposes. So keep your eyes peeled for the news. What else? Sean again says should have more Singaporeans since it's on Singaporeans. That is for Crazy Rich Asians. Yep.
Right?
Alet Teo, says if you want local representation, go watch a Jack Neo movie.
Oh, Alet Teo.
We agree on that. You know, Jack Neo movie.
I Not Stupid. Well. Yeah, that's my recommendation.
And then Jason Chua asked, was Singapore Dreaming on that movie list? You gotta find out, right? All right. So, Alyssa.
So, Hairianto, I think, is quite excited about the last segment, our Facebook comments, because he is a defending champion. I think I lost for the first time last week. Was it the first time, right?
No, it's not the first time. Not the first time. Remember there was
Second
one time, by default I won because you just messed up the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was so embarrassing. I just kind of erased it from my memory.
Yeah. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together to welcome Judge Joe.
Okay, so now Judge Joe is coming from the front. Yes.
Okay, of course.
Careful.
Oh, I hear crack.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week we had a kind of like a different Judge Joe. This week our real Judge Joe is back.
The real one is back.
So I'm not very confident now winning, to be honest. I prefer the last week one.
Well, to keep you in suspense, I will go first.
Yes, because you're the contender also. Let's go, Alyssa.
Okay, so the first story is about the cabinet reshuffle. Young ministers are stretched as they prepare to take over reins of the government.
Okay.
So the comment,
cabinet reshuffle.
Comment comes from Richard Tan. If you really want to stretch them, put them in charge of transport. Wow. He's weaseling out a laugh.
That's right.
Quite good.
Okay, mine. Ever wondered how an illustration is done at the Straits Times? Watch ST Artist Manny Francisco sketch this week's by invitation from scratch. Okay, so this is one of our colleagues' series, in fact, Ashley's series. So keep a lookout on that as well. And Hazard AK says, no, I just wonder how much they're paid. Okay, Alyssa, I'll give the point to you.
No, to make it clear, Judge Joe, you have to tap the shoulder of the one that won the round. Okay, let's just be clear about it.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay, fine, we get it, Alyssa. You got it. Okay, round 2, I'm gonna go. Okay. So this is about Crazy Rich Asian, a milestone for Asian representation. Okay. It's not just about diversity or putting someone of colour in a movie, it's about showing a character in its full colours and that they can have layers, said the director. Dexter Teo says, completely out of tangent, he just asked, so are they crazy to be rich or rich to be crazy? There you go.
Oh, there you go. Right, okay. So, my story, measles outbreaks in Japan. Sorry, should I not interrupt this?
Okay.
Sorry, I was joking. Okay, my turn. Okay, so measles outbreaks in Japan and Taiwan. Should we be worried? And then Peter Tan says, how to remember whether I receive or not when both parents gone to meet Jesus already? Nice funny though.
A bit somber lah.
Nice kind.
So we
Peter
know.
Tan.
Second point goes to yes. Okay, so tie.
Tie.
Okay, it's a tie. It's a tie. Okay,
Tie.
Alyssa, you go.
Okay.
Okay.
The deciding round.
Deciding round. Yeah.
Okay, so this one is Goodbye Inuka. The Singapore Zoo held a private memorial service for internal stakeholders and staff this morning.
Okay.
So someone by the name of Mac says, may ST find other news and let you rest in peace, Inuka.
It's so bad. Don't worry, I find it funny. Okay. Mine what? Okay, this is about a man drives car into 3 arrested for drug-related offences. Okay, the driver reportedly mounted a curb, wrecked the railing before driving into a tree, then alighted and walked to the pavement to lie down. So Ya Lun Teo says, okay, have you watched George of the Jungle? The show George of the Jungle? Never. Okay. Then you won't find it funny already. So it's basically a song from that. George of the Jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree.
It's good. It's good.
So it looks like we have a winner.
winner.
Can you please show? Yes. I'm sorry, I defended the win.
Here is the trophy.
The trophy. Thank
The
you.
trophy.
Thank you, Mademoiselle. And of course, thank you, Judge Joe.
Thank you,
Can we
Judge
give Judge
Joe.
Joe a round of applause? Woo, 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 woo. And please be careful, Judge Joe.
Careful.
Oh. My hair. Important,
just your hair.
Just my hair. Listen, it feels good
It
to
feels
win
good to
2
win,
in a
right?
row.
It feels
Yeah,
good to win.
right.
I should actually come up with a trophy for you, actual trophy.
Yeah, I think we should. Maybe next week.
Okay,
Yeah,
next
we have a real trophy then. Now, we hope you guys have enjoyed this week's Hangout with ST. Again, do not forget to tune in next week for more news and videos. Do log on to straitstimes.com.
And also, we are on social media. The links are below.
Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
Twitter.
and Instagram. So, once again, she's Alyssa.
And he's Hairianto.
Goodbye and see you next week.